Good evening, Australia, and welcome to GMHBA Stadium in Geelong on the land of the Wadawurrung people for this final outing of the Matildas in 2024. Australia's favourite national team looking to finish the year with back-to-back wins after that 3-1 triumph in Melbourne on Wednesday over Chinese Taipei, a 10th consecutive win against our Southeast Asian opponents. But for the first time in 17 years, Chinese Taipei, or Taiwan as you may know it, got on the score sheet at the end of 9 consecutive clean sheets. To rectify that, coach Tommy Samani has for the final time brought back Claire Polkinghorne, the veteran defender who earns her 169th cap this evening. Got a big farewell in her hometown of Brisbane 10 days ago when the Matildas took on Brazil, and now this evening it really is the last dance for Claire Polkinghorne, who certainly won't want any more fuss made about it. It will be Emily van Egmond, as we just saw, who leads out the Matildas. She reached a little milestone of her own in the second game against Brazil. The Matildas number 10, whose dad was a Socceroo, she's outdone him. 152 appearances in green and gold for Emily van Egmond. She'll add one more to that this evening to go with 31 goals along the way. And of course, while the likes of Mackenzie Arnold, Polkinghorne, Yallop and van Egmond, their own Newcastle Jets fans in attendance this evening in Geelong, well, they bring the experience. There are a number of young players, as we saw, who are taking their first steps in green and gold. We had 3 debutant goal scorers in Melbourne on Wednesday, with Tash Freier, Sian Freier and Briley Henry. All 3 start this evening. We'll have a look at the team sheets in just a moment's time. Big night as well for Chinese Taipei. Their coach, Chan Hin-ming, the Hong Kong national, former futsal international, in the press conference yesterday for the second time in Australia, encouraged A-League clubs to come looking for his players. They need experience, they need to grow on the international stage. Well, Chen Chin-wan certainly showed the talent they have with that goal, a first for Chinese Taipei against Australia since 2007. And if we are on the subject of the A-League women's competition, the Ninja A-League as it's known, 7 of the Matildas this evening plying their trade in the Australian First Division. Another 6 on the bench as well, 4 in total for Melbourne City, who currently lead the way. 2 for Brisbane Roar, 2 for Melbourne Victory. Roar currently sitting second, but with the game in hand in the standings. And now, as with every international match, we head down pitch side for the national anthems.
We now ask those who are able to remain standing for the national anthem of Australia.
A warm round of applause from the 25,000 plus crowd expected this evening in Geelong. 7 years since the Matildas were last here, and testament to how far this current generation have come in the game. Back then, a 5-1 victory over China in a two-game series, played in front of just over 6,300 people. But after 16 consecutive sellout crowds, including several over the 60,000-70,000 mark, we had over 26,000 in Melbourne on Wednesday, another 25,000 plus for this side that do Australia proud every time they pull on the green and gold. Well, let's have a look at the starting lineups then. 4 changes for Tommy Simani's Matildas, all of them in force. Chloe Lagazo sidelined with concussion. Claire Hunt, Charlie Grant and Daniela Gallage have all returned to club football in Europe, so Winona Heatley and Claire Polkinghorne for the final time in her career return in a back three, while Leah Davidson and Briley Henry make starting debuts in midfield. Michelle Heyman and Emily Gielnik start again in attack. So we're going to have the toin toss from our referee's mascot on the sideline. She's done pretty well. It's Chinese Taipei who have won the toss. They will run from right to left on your screens, and it is the Matildas who will start with the ball. Let's have a look at how Chinese Taipei will line up for Chan Hu-Ming. He has redressed his shop window in asking A-League clubs to come and sign his players. He's made 6 changes. 26-year-old captain Chen Yinghui continues in the centre of defence, but it's all change in attack, where their top 2 scorers for 2024, as well as the scorer on Wednesday night, Chen Jinwan, all make way. It will be interesting to see whether there's a change in formation to that side as well. There is Chan Hu-Ming, who spent a good 15-20 minutes of his side's warm-up across in the opposite technical area, chatting to Tommy Simani. He brings a great energy to his job, as you can see there. You can see the celebration of his side on Wednesday night when they scored as well against Tom Simani, the 6th match of his current spell in charge of this side, the man responsible for bringing through so many of the golden generation. It's match 144 on the bench of the Matildas for him this evening. Our referee is from Japan, Asuza Tsujino. He's being assisted by compatriots Saki Nakamoto and Chihiro Iki. Haruna Karamatsu, who took charge of the match in Melbourne, is the 4th official. There were some great scenes in Melbourne as well, when we know the Matildas head around the sideline signing shirts, but there was also a great reception for the Chinese Taipei players as well, who did their own lap of honour. There is the captain, the most experienced player in that side, the number 20, Chen Yinghui, plays a football for New Taipei. Hung Yuan, 26 years of age. And again, it does look like a 4-5-1 formation at kickoff for Chinese Taipei. There's Emily Gielnik, last scored at the Tokyo Olympics for the Matildas. Can she break that drought this evening? Well, 3 days ago, we got a little glimpse, perhaps, into the future of the Matildas. Greyskill with 3 debutante goal scorers and a rejuvenated side under Tommy Samani as we head into a new cycle which will culminate in 2.5 years' time with the World Cup in Brazil. What did you make of that performance? What are you hoping to see this evening?
Well, thanks and good evening, Robbie. A very good evening to you. A beautiful night here in Geelong. And hopefully for Matildas fans and Matildas, a positive way to see out the calendar year. And certainly some positive signs to take from Wednesday evening's game against Chinese Taipei. Room for improvement, no doubt, I think, for Tommy Samani and for the team, just to tidy up some of those moments, and importantly a clean sheet too to see out the year.
Nine matches without a clean sheet. You have to go back to May in the 2-0 victory over China in the Olympics farewell match to find the last time the Matildas kept out an opposition side. That's starting to be a long wait for an international side. And there have been plenty of goals along the way. 6 in that match against Zambia at the Olympics. Michelle Heyman has got 7 of them. She returned with a bang against Uzbekistan to national team duties. 4 goals in the Olympic playoff qualifiers. There she is with her first touch. Back to Van Egmond, who's back with Heatley. Probably playing in a position where most Matildas fans would recognise her, in the centre of defence or the left side of the 3 at the back, having played in midfield the last 2 matches.
Yeah, and Winnie Heatley as well herself speaks about being more comfortable in this position.
She's done very well to release Sian Freier, who will get another chance here. Freier, who really grew into the match. She's growing into her career at the moment. Sian Freier, you can see her progression. The switch of play, looking for Henry, out for a goal kick.
But for players like Winnie Heatley coming onto the national team stage and the versatility that she has, well, you mentioned it there, playing in midfield the last couple, tonight lining up the left side of centre of defence. She's got a legend alongside her in Claire Polkinghorne. And a special moment for Polks and for Heatley.
It's run well by Davidson. Now Yallop getting forward down that left-hand side, but it's out again for another goal kick.
Early signs suggesting what looks to be a really attacking formation. The 3 at the back, which we somewhat anticipated, but those wing-backs getting really high and almost leaving the 3 at back marked up 1v1.
Davidson again, alongside her clubmate Riley Henry, who does appear to be playing in that right wing-back position. We weren't sure whether she would be there or perhaps in the number 10 role, but Yallop is playing in one of those more advanced midfield roles alongside Davidson, with Van Egmond in the number 6. Freier, 6 successful dribbles in the match on Wednesday night, the most of any player, quite comfortably as well. Ching with Sang. Wu Kai Ching down the right. right, wearing the number 14. Oh, Freier's in behind here. The cross. She'll get another chance again, this time trying to chip it back towards Heyman and Gielnik in the middle.
It's really well defended there by Chinese Taipei, and it had to be as well. Freier in the opening couple of minutes has had a few opportunities on this left-hand side, hasn't got the cross quite right, hasn't got the dial in just yet. And if the last couple of matches are anything to go by, she'll be heavily involved this evening.
Emily van Egmond standing over the corner, and it comes towards the near post. That should be another corner off a defensive head. Number 12, Pu Xin-hui, who plays one of those holding roles in the middle of the park. Van Egmond again. Plenty of pace on that ball in. The captain with the defensive header. Van Egmond again. Davidson is there. It's a great header. It's in. And we have another debutante goal scorer. Leah Davidson can scarcely believe it. 6th minute and the Matildas lead.
Well, it's a special way to open your account for the Matildas. Young player coming in for her first ever start for the national team. Does really well to read the flight of the cross, attacks the ball, ducks low but steers that one home. She just does enough to get away from her defender. It's a really well taken header. And the delivery too from Van Egmond is on a dime. But what a special moment for Leah Davidson. Look at what it means to her.
23 years of age, and continuing something of a theme of this 2-match series. She's been at Melbourne City for 4 years now, after starting out in Brisbane. She wants the ball, receives from Van Egmond. Well, it was a valiant effort from Wang Yu-ting in the Chinese Taipei goal as well. She got a good hand to it, but it was expertly placed from Davidson. Nothing the goalkeeper could do but help it into the side netting. Henry. It's a good challenge by Chang Chi-lan, who's playing at left back this evening. Huang Ke-sin, who was left back on Wednesday, has moved into the centre of defence alongside Chen Yinghui. And there are plenty of numbers back for Chinese Taipei as Yallop looks to release Freier. She gets there, good pace towards Gielnik at the back post. Oh, it was very nearly. Another that time, as Briley Henry was arriving on the scene.
Oh, very bright start for the Matildas. It was an early goal on Wednesday night in the first game against Chinese Taipei, and even earlier one this evening.
Two in 2 minutes. We almost had 2 in 3. There. Henry's header forward. Flag up for offside against Gielnik. Let's head down to Niamh Owens on the sidelines for us this evening. Niamh, what was the atmosphere like when that goal went in?
Oh, it was terrific, Robbie. Listen, just before that goal went in, the crowd in the Matildas active supporter group over here to my side had started singing a beautiful Claire Polkinghorne tune to the tune of Baby Give It Up. So that was really setting the scene for what was to come. And there was a lovely moment at the start of the game. Leah Davidson and Briley Henry, a little hug, a little moment out in the middle for the two City players who are both making their starting debuts tonight and have both had really great opportunities and good looks at goal early on.
Fantastic, Niamh. We want you to keep across all the supporter chants throughout the evening for us.
I promise not to sing any of them.
Excellent. Here's Yallop down the left, driving the ball in. Oh, that was very close to going in off the keeper. And again, Henry at the back post couldn't quite get there.
Well, intended as a shot or otherwise, I don't think so. Yallop just a little off balance, but nonetheless caused a few headaches for the Chinese Taipei defence.
It's an excellent piece of impromptu goalkeeping, really, from Wang. She ended up in the back of the net, all the little misjudgment perhaps from Freier, but she recovers well. And that's nicely done by Briley, and up the line for Heyman. She's onside. Yallop and Gielnik in the middle. Michelle Heyman, can she find a teammate? She does so, and it's put just wide by Gielnik. Into the side netting. The big miss. The Matildas so close to a second goal.
Well, it should be two. It was a really wonderful run by Heyman down the right flank. Had options in the middle. Little glance up just to measure the pass, and Emily Gielnik at the far post.
Here they come again. The shot into the corner, and Yallop. Well, they didn't have to wait long. Tamika Yallop, who's been in outstanding form for Brisbane Roar. The Roar's all-time leading appearance maker. And already 3 goals. Well, she's added a 14th in green and gold this evening. On the evening of her 130th cap. There's the Yallop family.
And you know what? This is such a well-deserved goal by Tamika Yallop. Wind the clock back, because Yallop is in some of her best form at the moment. It's a confident finish. She took on 2 players, 2 defenders, picked her spot, a left-footed finish into the bottom corner. And the celebration says it all. That one has a bit of feeling.
Well, she scored against Chinese Taipei in Perth in the qualifiers for the Olympics. On the score sheet again this evening now. And as it was in Melbourne, 12 minutes in, Australia 2, Chinese Taipei 0. It has been a really aggressive start from the green and gold. Heyman again does well. Gielnik too. Asking a lot of Freier. Well, she managed to keep it in. Well, the flag has stayed down. The replay might tell us a little bit more should this result in anything clever from Yallop again for Freier. Turning one way then the other and just losing her footing, I think. Wu Kai-ching long. And Polkinghorne, just about her first touch, not taking any chances.
Defensively, the Matildas, that's where they need to be sound. There were a couple of moments on Wednesday night's game. They were just caught napping at the back. Chinese Taipei didn't have much in the way of advanced territory, but when they did pose a threat. So tonight for the Matildas, the task is to remain alert for the full 90-plus minutes.
The ball all the way through to Wang Yuting. The Chinese Taipei goalkeeper in a side that did sit back, that did do a lot of defending. She was actually the Chinese Taipei player with the second most successful passes on Wednesday night. That tells you a little bit of the domination of the Matildas and their 70% possession. Oh, as Freier closing down Wu. She manages to find an outlet down that right-hand side. Freier again with Heatley. Freier. Who Tom Samani said in the pre-match press conference looked right at home at international level. Earning just her 3rd cap this evening. Riley Henry with a clever pass for Davidson, but just crowded out. There's Tash Freier again with good anticipation. Heatley, cross to Heyman, trying to bring it down on the chest.
She's looked really proactive. Michelle Heyman received a good few passes already to feet and on the chest, and she does that so well, plays that role as the target striker. We've seen her on a couple of occasions. Just dropped the ball beneath to Gielnik, to runners coming through. Really strong, powerful striker.
The crowd really enjoying the show so far. Yallop driving it in again. Heyman getting the little touch. She's already looking very lively, Michelle Heyman. It was a quieter Michelle Heyman performance on Wednesday night in the first game against Chinese Taipei. She came into this series, 2 games against Brazil, with a little knock on the ankle. She sat out the first game. She was spotted at training with the ice on the ankle. Came off the bench in the second game against Brazil before starting the 3-1 win in Melbourne. Davidson did well. There was a little nudge, perhaps, by Lin Ya-Xuan, spotted by the referee. There is the number 24, just asking the question of the ref. There wasn't too much in it.
Not a great deal. But set-piece opportunity for the Matildas to set up and get some good numbers into the box. Interesting to see the delivery. It's Van Egmond and Freier standing over the ball. One right foot, one left foot.
Well, how confident is Sian Freier at the moment? Got her first official A international goal, having scored in that pre-Olympic training game, I guess you'd call it, against Canada before the Paris Olympics. Doesn't count in the official stats book. Freier's having a good look at the angles, but it's Van Egmond just over the crossbar.
It was a nice shape on the strike from Van Egmond. Hit it well, but just didn't quite have the dip to meet the frame of goal.
It's been a far more dominant start from the Matildas in terms of really pressing back Chinese Taipei. Mind you, it was a bright start in Melbourne as well until that head clash with Chloe Lagazo, which saw her come off on the half hour. It's a good first-time ball forward again from Van Egmond for Yallop. Van Egmond, the only player to have started all 4 of the friendly matches in this international window. Yallop started the last 3.
Tom Samani's spoken a lot about integrating the inexperience and the youth with some of these more experienced players like Van Egmond, like Tamika Yallop. And of course, Claire Polkinghorne. 169 appearances for her country. It's pretty special.
Five World Cups, 3 Olympics, goals against Brazil. She made her debut against China back in 2006. Here's Yallop. Got her foot in there. Oh, there was a bit of holding on to Gielnik on the edge of the area. Number 6, Teng Pei Lin, who's playing nominally as a midfielder, but is spending a lot of time in what looks more and more like a 5 at the back for Chinese Taipei. Perhaps their lineup at kickoff was just trying to deceive a little bit. Ting Chia-ying trying to run the ball forward, back with Wu Kai-ching. It was that kind of ball forward that created the danger on Wednesday night for Chinese Taipei, dealt with this time by Polkinghorne, and here goes Freier again. It might yet fall. There's the effort, deflected just over. Davidson getting a taste for the goal scoring.
Well, dropped really nicely to Davidson. A good area just outside the 18-yard box. She's a player, Leah Davidson, who's had to graft her way through at the A-League. It's been raw Melbourne City. He's perhaps gone a little understated at times, but we've seen some really early positive signs from Davidson. Goal aside, tidy touches.
Manning on again, looking for Polkinghorne. Driven back in by Yallop. Wide, and this time out for a goal kick. Claire Polkinghorne has provided some important goals in her career as well. She got a couple in the World Cup qualifiers. In the end, plantar fasciitis, which kept her more or less sidelined. Very painful injury on the sole of the foot. Oh, as Gielnik and Freier between them almost get it back. Look at Yallop, so quickly on the scene. Freier, Van Egmond back for Freier. Tseng back with her captain Chen. They were calm at the back that time, Chinese Taipei, but unfortunately the result was the same as if they just launched it long. It's turned over about 40 meters out from their own goal. Polkinghorne again. That's a great ball from Heatley. Yallop inside for Gielnik. Already got a hat-trick in the A-League women this season. 6 goals in total. Full of confidence. Just needs to break that drought.
Well, it's definitely brewing for Emily Gielnik at the moment. That was a nice play from the Matildas too. Patient in their build-up. Didn't rush the pass, and it was ultimately that nicely threaded ball through from Heatley to find the run.
Ching forward towards the number 8, Li Yiwen, who's leading the line in attack this evening. Briley Henry. Li Yiwen has been a constant goal scorer for a country so far this season as well, along with Su Yu Xuan, who starts on the bench this evening. Well played, Heatley, coming and looking for the ball. Li Yuwen's last goal came in the 1-0 victory over Kenya. Davidson dispossessed, one back again by Yallop. Wasn't too far away for a snapshot like that. Let's head back down onto the sidelines with Neve, who's enjoying this one, I guess, so far, 25 minutes in.
I sure am, and I don't think I'm alone here at Cardinia Park, Robbie, to be enjoying it. That man on the screen now, Tommy Samani, all the players talk about his ability to put structures around new young players that give them license to play, that help them develop. And it feels like very early in this one, that's exactly what we're seeing. Both Briley Henry and Leah Davidson, Winnie Heatley as well, taking the shot, taking the opportunity when it comes up, but also having the confidence to really drive forward and run at players.
Thank you, Neve. No way through for Chang. There is plenty of aggression in the challenges as well. Huang, the number 28, keeps it in. Looking again for the left back, Chang Chi-lan. Huang again driving it forward, but it's going to be Matilda's ball. There is Chloe Lagazo. It was a really heartbreaking moment. It's good to see her smiling again as she sees herself on the big screen inside the ground. When she came off, it was about this time on Wednesday night. There was some hope that it wasn't necessarily a concussion, that it was just a precautionary substitution, but unfortunately the diagnosis was confirmed.
Yeah, they were pretty devastating scenes to see Lagazo go down in that fashion. The last time having started for the Matildas was back in 2021 when she did her ACL, returns to the national team. She's had such a difficult time. You know, with her character, she'll be back, no doubt. A difficult one to see play out. And that's an easy free kick for the referee there.
And she not only has to sit out this match for the Matildas, but also has to follow the concussion protocol now, which means she'll be away from Western United, no club side. Take on Sydney this weekend. Melbourne victory also without Chidiac and Gielnik. Freier and Van Egmond. A split round 5 in the A-League women's competition last weekend and this weekend. The Chinese Taipei bench coming to try and instruct their players where they want the defending done in this situation. Van Egmond. And it was exactly that player who was put there by the coach, Lee Yuen, who blocked that ball. Good use of the body from Gielnik. For Yallop again, bursting forward. Really explosive run from the number 13.
33 years young, Tamika Yallop, still full of running. Great use of the body there by Gielnik. Good touches just to steer the pass into the path of Yallop. Chinese Taipei, they've hardly been out of their defensive half.
Polkinghorne not taking any chances as Lee Yuan looked to get on the end of that hopeful ball forward more than anything. From Teng Pei Lin. Heatley. Matilda's happy to build again from the back. With Van Egmond. Season's finished in America. Same for Mackenzie Arnold, who hasn't had a touch of the ball yet. At the back, San Diego Wave and Portland, respectively. The two clubs both missed out on the playoffs in the NWSL this year. Winona Heatley, her club side. Nordsjælland in Denmark, currently sitting second in the standings there as they head into the winter break. And that leaves Claire Polkinghorne, whose season is finished with Kristianstad. That's well seen out of play by Van Egmond. And she has retired from not only international football, but club football as well. said she wants to head into coaching.
I think that makes the appearance tonight all the more special. Club or international football. The last hurrah for Claire Polkinghorne. And that sting that we saw in the Matildas attack in the opening 10 or 15 has really just settled in as the half-hour mark ticks around close to.
Well, this was the moment on Wednesday when Chinese Taipei scored as well. Mackenzie Arnold finally gets the touch. So many purple shirts, goalkeeper jerseys around the ground and at every Matildas game now. An absolute national treasure. That's great play from Heatley, but she's given it away. And now Lee, square ball, shooting chance. Oh, that looked good off the boot as well. Goodness me, Chang Chi-lan, the number 2. Wu Kai-ching, all the way back to a captain, Chen Yinghui. Now, we've got a couple of players about to come on before this injury for Chinese Taipei, so clearly half an hour gone. Change is coming. I wonder if it's tactical. We have seen a little change in formation, but there is a problem here. Oh, that doesn't look good.
Yeah, that right knee. I really hate to see those players go into ground. There's that prop in the grass after what was a really positive touch from Winnie Heatley to take space. A pass gave possession away, and just those little moments the Matildas we talk about, staying switched on, not getting caught out. And very close there for Chinese Taipei.
Number 24.
Let's have a look at the goals as we just see these two substitutions.
Well, the first came through from a really lovely delivery from Van Egmond. Nicely measured cross. And Leah Davidson celebrates that one, understandably so. And here too, just a lovely piece of individual effort by Tamika Yallop, who has been a standout in this window. Vintage Tamika Yallop at her absolute best.
And really terrible scenes for the young 21-year-old Chinese Taipei player Ting Chia-ying. Plays for Taipei Bravo, but leaves the field in tears. And on the stretcher, it looks like every footballer's worst fear, the ACL. Let's hope it's not. Obviously, as Su Yuxuan also comes on, the number 19, that will add some more attacking bite to this Chinese Taipei side. And clearly they've decided there's no point going down with a whimper, might as well go down swinging.
Well, their coach, you mentioned it, spoke about wanting to put his players on the world stage, get eyes on them, see some of the quality in Chinese Taipei. And 12 months ago we saw a Chinese Taipei, I'd say that since then has vastly improved. Particularly Wednesday night, they managed to fashion a little bit more score against the Matildas indeed.
Well, it was 9 shots, 5 on target, 1 goal. The first goal in 17 years against the Matildas. There's a ball in behind, but it will run away from Gielnik. Now as the wave starts to make its way around GMHBA Stadium. There it is. And Down in front of the wave on this side of the pitch, we've got two goalkeepers warming up. Now I wonder if we are going to see a goalkeeping substitution at some point. It will mean a fresh cap for a Matilda. There are the two debutantes, Morgan Aquino, the Perth player who now plays in America for DC Power, and Chloe Lincoln, the former Canberra United goalkeeper who just made her debut with Western United, her new club, alongside Chloe Lagazzo. Tseng, the chance now to try and break forward with Pu. It's a good ball, little touch as well from Lee, who's looking for Su. No way through. Gielnik does well, the little nod down. Davidson scrapping for everything. So Huang has moved back to a more traditional left back position. Look how much higher they're playing up the pitch all of a sudden.
Yeah, you sense that shift since the substitutions. They're looking to step high, not allow the Matildas to get their foot on the ball, and also maintain the more attacking formation we saw from Wednesday night as well. Definitely not looking to sit back in a five at the back. Still willing to play and try and get numbers forward, Chinese Taipei.
Tash Freier. Amazing story to be playing football at all, let alone for a national team. You mentioned it in the pre-game show, Grace, that 3 years out of the game after a series of really shocking concussions. You have to be so careful now. We've seen it at all levels of the game and the devastating effect it can have. She's been all cleared, she's back, got the love of the game back as well.
And as Thomas Imani said, does not look out of place at all. Everything there for Tash Freier to take this opportunity. And from all accounts so far, it's started really brightly.
Polkinghorne. Straight down the middle towards Yallop. The flag's up for offside. Just a little too hurried, perhaps. Simone did say they want to play a little bit more directly, keep the pressure on.
Yeah, I think we've seen that already. Some of those straight deliveries to the likes of Heyman and Gielnik. The balls over the top, looking to just catch Chinese Taipei on the counter before they're able to get their numbers settled in. We did see into the second half particularly, it just started to slow down for the Matildas. They were getting a little stagnant in their approach.
Heyman did well. Riley Henry ahead of her. It'll be a throw. And Leah Davidson's raced across to take. Back we come again. With Freier, Polkinghorne, and now Heatley. Good aggressive first time pass into the feet of Heyman. Don't forget, if you want to play like a CommBank Matilda, one of your heroes, join a Coles Mini Ruse program. Just jump on the net to miniruse.com.au, find a program near you, sign up, and perhaps we'll see you in green and gold in the years to come. Yallop looks up, crosses towards Gielnik, great use of the body, and she nods that ball in as easy as you like. Great technique. and she's broken that goal drought of over 4 years now. A 12th in green and gold, and Emily Gielnik is well and truly back.
Well, there it is, M. Gielnik. And this started from a really incisive pass. Heatley, Yallop, a wonderful delivery by Tamika Yallop. Her fine form continues, and the run off the shoulder, just skirting off the back of her defender, Emily Gielnik. We know she's a powerful presence, but she's timed that header to perfection. Welcome back, Emily Gielnik. That's the very goal she was looking for.
I think she enjoyed that.
Well, deservedly so. A well-taken finish.
Really powerful as well. We heard Michelle Heyman in the pre-game when she arrived at the stadium saying they've got the height advantage, they've got the power advantage, they want to use it, they're enjoying their new partnership. It has been a case so far of Heyman coming a little bit deeper for those first-time balls, Gielnik running in behind.
And what I loved most about that play, and when he hit me on the ball here a few times, she's hit these really lovely, incisive passes, assertive, really good vision. And it took a bit of good movement as well from Tamika Yallop into space between the lines, and then a quality delivery, a well-timed run. It was just a neat bit of play by the Matildas.
It's just beaten Heyman out of play on this occasion. Let's head back down to Niamh Owens on the sidelines. Niamh, we know that in Melbourne it's important for the Melburnians to perform, and Gielnik's done that.
Yeah, she certainly has, and she loved every single minute of it. I love how much she's using her body in her return to the Tillies. She is such a big human. She's got that physical presence, and she seems to really be using it again in this stint with the Tillies, Robbie, which is awesome to see. Remy Simpson is just warming up to the left of me. She's had the folder out. She's been chatting with Leah Blaney, one of the assistant coaches of Tommy Samani, so you never know. Could enter the fray at some stage soon.
Fantastic. Thanks for the update, Niamh. Keep an eye on that. It's always important when they get the folder out. That means they're showing who they're going to be marking, the set pieces. It's a good little indicator that something's about to happen, and they're just outside the penalty box.
Yeah, just flirting on the very edge of that penalty box there. And Sian Freier, again, just growing in confidence. She's got these airs of Caitlin Ford about her. Doesn't mind taking on players 1v1, doesn't mind dribbling. Comfortable on the ball. And that left foot, it's done some damage already.
You can see the mismatch of some of the marking in the middle there. Look at Tash Pryor at the back post with one. In it comes. Ball bouncing around. Oh, a spectacular. Was it Gielnik again? It was. Launching herself for the overhead kick.
Well, she's got that goal-scoring taste. Striker's instinct. Doesn't mind giving that a go.
And again, the press. Chang Chi-Lan, the number 2, who switched from left back at the start of the match to right midfield now, following that injury to poor old Ting Chia-Ying. Riley Henry. I mentioned that Leah Davidson is a Melbourne City teammate. So too Carly Ross-Backen, who has been with the Matildas squad for these last 2 friendlies. Didn't feature on Wednesday. It's a good ball. Henry just let it bounce. It may also have just gone out of play before she managed to hook it back. The 4th Melbourne City player just called up to replace Chloe Lagazo is Laura Hughes, the 23-year-old who joined Melbourne City last season, was their player of the year after a fantastic first season.
Yeah, she's a wonderfully technical player, Laura Hughes, and the 4 City players speaks to the quality that City setup have. And no doubt she'll be soaking up every minute, every opportunity training in this environment.
That's a really nasty challenge from Chang Chi-lan. Look at that, diving in. It's lucky she didn't make contact with that leading leg. The studs raised. She immediately apologised to Tamika Yallop, who looks okay.
Yeah, the last thing we want from any game is to see a player go down injured, and particularly in that fashion from that kind of challenge. Tamika Yallop too, no doubt want to carry her good form back into club, where it has been at the start of this A-League season.
Polkinghorne's diagonal ball just under hit. Really great conditions for an international football match this evening. Low 20s. A very light breeze, but barely a breeze to speak of at the moment as that ball is whipped in again.
It's a beautiful night for football. Really healthy crowd. Stunning under lights, a beautiful sunset. Quite the picture for the Matildas to see out this calendar year.
Calendar year, I guess you'd say, after the disappointment of the Olympic Games. It will be hopefully remembered as one of change. We had obviously the end of the Tony Gustafsson era, one of great success. The Tokyo Olympics semi-final, a 4th place finish. World Cup semi-final, 4th place finish. Here's Yallop again, it's a good ball. Freier, flag goes up this time. Well, there are a couple I thought were offside that weren't flagged. That one must have been very close.
But we're seeing some really nice combination play with the Matildas. It's a good call after all. The assistant referee gets that spot on. But just that little give and go, the Matildas are starting to pull apart this Chinese Taipei defence. It's not Route 1 football. Some really pretty stuff in there as well, which would be pleasing to see for Tommy Sumani.
Xu, the number 9, who came on at the half hour with those 2 substitutions. In there alongside Tseng and Pu Xin-hui. Freier. Davidson finding a little bit of space. Just got caught in 2 minds, didn't release early enough for Heyman. Did well to put the pressure on though, help win that back immediately. Still a couple of minutes to go in first half stoppage time. Yallop, and it was a very bright start for the Matildas. That's a great ball. Briley Henry gets there, the cross is brilliant. Yallop so close to her second and Australia's 4th, and now Heatley blazing away. There was a period where Chinese Taipei fought back, but now, as we see these chances again, Australia finishing the half right on top.
How about that pass, Leah Davidson? Like butter through the Chinese Taipei defence, gorgeous. And Tamika Yallop arrives on the spot, thumping header. The block coming through from a fairly congested Chinese Taipei defence.
Well played, Heyman. It's going to be in. Oh, goal kick. Well, it's a corner. Goal kick. Even all the defenders were running into the middle to defend. Little smile for Huang, the number 28. Who knows that perhaps she got away with something there. Huang Kei-sin, who was one of the best performers for Chinese Taipei on Wednesday night. Neatly. And well, ball back into the middle with Pu. Teng. Huang. Intercepted by Freier. Henry takes over. No time for one more attack, but it has been a very attacking first half of football from the Matildas. On starting debut, Leah Davidson got her first ever international goal in the 6th minute. Tamiki Yallop followed up 5 minutes later, and then Emily Gielnik, who had last scored at the Tokyo Olympics back in August 2021 with a strong header. Nothing the keeper could do for any of the goals. We did see perhaps quite a serious injury to one of the Chinese Taipei players. Hopefully she will be all right. But half-time at the break in Geelong. It's Australia 3, Chinese Taipei 0. And we will be right back with all the half-time analysis. Tara Rushton and Elise Kellen-Knight. Don't go away.
what a night it is here in Geelong at GMHBA Stadium. Matildas v Chinese Taipei Mark II. Claire Polkinghorne appearing for her 169th and final time here in front of her beloved Matildas fans. And what a dominant start it has been for the women in green and gold. Elise Keller-Knight 3-0. Yeah, we're happy to see that scoreline at halftime, aren't we?
It's a lot better than the 2-1 that we had on Wednesday night, that's for sure. But I think we can be really satisfied. I asked for goals and I've had a few, and I think this will really blow out towards the end of the game.
There's a clean sheet thus far as well. But what have you liked about the first half thus far?
Yeah, don't jinx it. We're
happy
with the clean sheet. First time in 9 games. It's outrageous. But so far, I think it's been really positive play. We're converting chances. We've only had 4 shots on target. To be able to create 3 goals out of this is a really great statistic, and we can see here where the first goal came from. I thought Em actually had her pitching wedge out. There was no pace on that cross, so what Davidson's been able to do to generate enough power to be able to put that in the bottom of the corner, really get under the ball and power it through. It's a great header, and we're onto a roll here, aren't we? Debut players scoring. It's an amazing thing. Put all the kids on.
It's fantastic to see from Leah Davidson. You said it so yourself. On a starting debut to get a debut goal for the Matildas. Tamika Yallop, I mean, what is she on at the moment? She's playing the house down for both club and for country, KK.
Amazing. So I think that keeper wants the clearance back, definitely, when they look at that in the replay. But Meeks has sniffed it out, poached it. And this is the only thing been missing from her 2 performances so far, a goal. And she's got it. I think, again, that trusty left foot, being able to slot it away in the bottom corner, it's a great finish. And here she is again on the ball, being the creator this time, not the finisher, but a fantastic ball into Em here. Maybe a hint of offside. I won't take it away from her, but a fantastic goal from, and that's what we know of Em. Like, this is a typical Gielnik finish where she's able to connect, use her physical presence and find the back of the net.
Look at that. Look at that moment from Emily Gielnik there. You can see how much she wanted it. Spoke about that post-game against Chinese Taipei on Wednesday evening at Amy Park. And she'll be feeling as though it's just rewards because she had that opening early in the game. Michelle Heyman played her in and it went just shy of the net. So she's got the goal that she's been waiting 4 years for nonetheless. And the match stats, KK, it's showing really in spades the Matildas' dominance.
Yeah, it's showing how dominant we are in this game. I think the girls just need to go out there and enjoy it now, and they'll create more chances. These games are really fun to play in. Like, there's goals to be taken, so you just need to capitalise on those opportunities. And the fans want to be entertained, so I hope that we can keep playing an exciting brand of football out there.
There's definitely a festive feeling. As you can see, there's a couple of crowns in the stand as well. We're off to a short break. Don't go anywhere.
Simply go to footballaustralia.com.au/club tender and register.
Put your hands up in the air.
Are you ready? CommBank Matildas fans. Cadbury is giving a cheer and a half to volunteers who make football possible. To help them celebrate the heart of our clubs, we want to see your hands in the air in the Cadbury cheer cam. Let's see those hands up and waving. Don't forget to give a cheer to a volunteer. We wouldn't be here without them.
Welcome back to Geelong. Gorgeous night here in southwestern Victoria. Gosh, and the Matildas fans are absolutely loving it as Matildas close out 2024 and return to play in Geelong for the first time in 7 years. So what is going to happen in the second half of this Callum night? Looking at the Subway subs, potential debutants sitting on the bench, who would you perhaps bring on?
Yeah, I mean, this is a really hard question at this point in time. I want to put them all on, really, but unfortunately we probably can't. We can't put 2 goalkeepers in. I thought it would be great to have an opportunity to debut one of them, but with Macca maybe needing a bit of game time and confidence, that's potentially not going to happen for us tonight. I think Chits is going to get another chance. That's great timing because here she is on screen. I was just talking about how it would be amazing for her to come in, so potentially this could be a half-time substitution for us. And I think Yallop probably won't have the legs to go 90 in this game. I'd hate to take her off, but I could see that being a potential change. And we just saw a glimmer of Hughes as well. She'd just come into the squad to replace Lagazzo, so it'd be amazing to have a debut for her tonight. And then I also think we need to have the opportunity to farewell Polks again. So we're probably going to see her come off in the 60th minute, so we can all give her a standing ovation again. And then it would be amazing to have a McNamara to come in and replace her.
And we know that Thompson Marnie likes to give these players opportunities. Who will we see apart from Alex Chidiac? The second half kickoff is a moment away.
Please put your hands together for Chinese Taipei and the CommBank Matildas.
Welcome back to GMHBA Stadium in Geelong, where we've got a couple of housekeeping matters before we get this second half underway. There's a change for Chinese Taipei with Chan Pi-Han coming on. She started the first match. And 2 changes for the Matildas. Alex Chidiac comes on for Leah Davidson, and Remy Simpson comes on for Emily Gielnik. So Claire Polkinghorne is still out there, so is Mackenzie Arnold. Here we see Chan Pi-Han coming into the contest. Claire Polkinghorne will want everyone focused, everyone staying very much on the task at hand. And you can see there's plenty of smiles as well. That's good to see. The Matildas. Tommy Samani spoke about that when he accepted the interim managerial position. It was about putting the smile back on the faces, making the Matildas camps a place where these fantastic players wanted to come, get that enjoyment back, put the smile back, the confidence, get it back, and we've seen that over these 6 matches that he's had in charge, as it's Chinese Taipei that get the second half underway. They are trailing by 3-0. The last time they met before Melbourne last week was a 3-0 victory in Perth. Before that, the third time the Matildas had scored 7 goals or more against Chinese Taipei on their way to 10 consecutive victories. That was back in 2020. And Grace Gill, I'm not sure if we'll see 4 more goals in the second half, but why not?
Well, who knows, Robbie? The game might open up a bit. Some fresh legs.
Confirmation of those substitutions with Chidiac on for Davidson and Simpson for Gielnik, who got her goal. I'm sure Michelle Heyman will want to add an 8th in the calendar year to her return to action. It's been a very good series for Tamiki Yallop as well. Tseng Yun Ya, the player making way for Chan Pi-Han. Ball in towards Polkinghorne, the header off the crossbar. The follow-up, was there a penalty? Well, it's gone the other way. Heyman claiming she was fouled. Now, was Heyman involved there?
A bit of that look as the ball is swept in, and the initial save palmed away is done well by the goalkeeper. You can see she just gets a little glance in fist, and it somewhat puts Tash Freier off in her header. A bit of a goal mouth scramble as a couple of bodies go to ground, and Michelle Heyman is looking a little bewildered.
Well, she ran into the body that was already on the ground in Pu Xinhui. I think she was asking for a penalty herself. And the number 12 rather, for Chinese Taipei had already hit the ground. Let's head back down to Neve Owens on the sidelines. Neve, how is it down there at the start of this second half?
Cooling down. I dispute your weather assessment from up there in that glass tower, Robbie Thompson, late in that first half. My app is saying it's 18 degrees, feels like 14 pitch side, and even Tommy Samani, the coach of the Tillies' Scottish heritage, said to me on the way past, "I'm glad you got your coat, Nevo, it's a cool night." So I think a nice cool evening, and as you've said earlier, perfect conditions for football tonight, and perhaps some friendly fire for the Chinese Taipei there early on.
And an early shot as well from Chidiac. Well, she's a real crowd favourite everywhere she goes. Alex Chidiac, in and out of the match on Wednesday night, and I'm sure looking to make a bigger impression this evening.
That's a bright start too for Chidiac. Getting the shot away nice and early. Didn't quite get the purchase on the strike that she may have liked, but certainly a player that busies herself across the field, looks to get on the ball. Creative outlet for this Matildas side, and a set of fresh legs replacing one of the goal scorers tonight.
Two of the goal scorers making way in Davidson and Gielnik. Tamiki Yallop scoring and assisting in the first half for the first time since that 18-0 victory over Indonesia at the Asian Cup in early 2022. Freier. Wide with Henry, inside with Yallop. Van Egmond with Heatley. Early cross just behind Michelle Heyman. Chinese Taipei can't clear though. In the end, Huang looks for the safety of the touchline. Nearly 70% possession in that first half for the Matildas. 7 shots to 2. And there were 26 shots on Wednesday night for the 3 goals. So in terms of efficiency, it's been a marked improvement, but I'm sure the Matildas fans want more shots. Or as Elise Callum-Knight said in the pre-game, shots from everywhere. Goals, goals, goals.
Oh, it's on the Christmas wish list. Goals and a clean sheet, important for the Matildas tonight. Important to round out a year of ups and downs. But it feels hopeful. This generation of players under the watchful eye. Someone who's known the team for a very long time. It feels a sense of hope.
Well, for how long, that's the question. Not for how long the hope, but for how long Tommy Samani is in charge. As Remy Simpson closing down. Chidiac takes over. Cleared by Chen, only as far as Van Egmond. Looking to find half a yard of space. The next date in the agenda for the Matildas is late February. The 21st at 9 AM Australian Eastern Time. They take on Japan in the She Believes Cup. 3 days later, the USA in Phoenix, Arizona. then Colombia on the 27th. And that is the prestigious friendly tournament held in the United States. The first time the Matildas have been invited. We'll see if Tommy Samani is still the coach in that international window, or whether the search will be over for the next Matildas coach. They do have a little bit of time up their sleeves. Freier. Done well. Freier still being held on to. A little bit of frustration there. Wu Kai-ching, the number 14 here. She's been good in these two matches. One of the better performers. She and Huang on the other side, the number 14 and 28.
Yeah, she's been sound and she's had a lot to deal with. Her work cut out for her. She had Sian Freier running at her time and time again.
Freier with Henry inside. Van Egmond skipping past challengers. Now straightening up, trying to find the angle, inviting Yallop to get onto it, but she can't get there.
Matilda's still in their high shape, sorry Robbie, wanting to press high, right on the line. Michelle Heyman and Remy Simpson just on the edge of the 18-yard box, not allowing anything easily out from this Chinese Taipei defence. They're wanting to lock them in this attacking half of the field.
The 25-year-old Remy Simpson, who left Leicester City for Kristianstads alongside Claire Polkinghorne. Started the last 11 matches of the season, a couple of goals along the way as well in the Swedish Championship, earning that recall. And cap number 9 for her this evening for the Matildas, Polkinghorne. Saying it's a shame to go out on a defeat against Brazil for Claire Polkinghorne. She's going to set that record straight this evening. Freier back down with Van Egmond. She'll be signing off with a victory, you'd think, this evening.
Well, it looks to be that way. And you have to say, deserves no less as well, should that be the case. Players warming up, just give an indication as to who will be coming on for Polks.
Jessica Nash. I don't think it's going to be Chloe Lincoln. Nicely done, Briley Henry into the area, cross to the back post. It's going to stay in if Freier can get there, and she can. Great work, she almost gave it up. Now Heatley. Simpson's little touch. Wu Kai-ching can't get there. Simpson again. Great determination. The cross, and Heyman scores. Well, they're sharing the goal-scoring duties around this evening. The Matildas. Michelle Heyman with her 8th of an amazing 2024 for her on a personal level. And it's 4-0 to the Matildas, 11 minutes into the second half.
Well, it was well constructed. Remy Simpson didn't give up the chase. A nice little touch outside. The look up is clever. She picks out the pass, skips over a player, and Michelle Heyman, as every good striker does, she celebrates alongside her teammate. And what that means to Simpson as well, to pick out the pass. And to find Heyman with a fist pump, she's worked really well. this afternoon, this evening. And it's a deserved finish for Heyman.
Perhaps we are going to see goals, goals, goals in this second half after all.
Well, the smiling assassin, the smiling Michelle Heyman, is one that's difficult to play against. She plays with joy and freedom. She's worked hard this evening.
Huang trying to run off that dead leg. Well played, Remy Simpson. You could see what it meant to her. That celebration as if she'd scored herself.
Yeah, well, the move for Remy Simpson to Kristianstad has really been productive, rather. Finding more playing time, finding more goals. Just those moments as a striker, whether you're assisting or finding the back of the net yourself. And it's still a level of confidence, and it's fantastic to see Simpson back in this side.
Late challenge from Su. But it's Pooh who's caught Taniki Yallop late.
Yeah, a little reckless, that one, and just clips Yallop after the pass had gone. Good to see Yallop back to her feet. She's such a warrior.
Just holding that right hip. Well, here we go. Chloe Lincoln is just about ready to come on. It is going to be a Matildas debut for the 19-year-old Western United goalkeeper. Before then, perhaps another opportunity for the Matildas. Henry with Van Egmond into the feet of Simpson. Ping clears only as far as Polkinghorne. Heatley wants it played straight back onto the front foot. Positive football from the Matildas. Heatley again. No way past Wu Kai Ching. Well played, Van Egmond, closing down quickly. Heyman strikes from distance. Chloe Lincoln's been sent back to do a little bit more warming up as well, just as she was about ready to enter the fray.
I don't mind that hit from Michelle Heyman as well, a bit of striker's instinct. Just across the body with the strike. Couldn't quite keep her head over the top of the ball.
Now we have a problem for Wang Yu Ting. Now we're going to be forced into a quick goalkeeping change at the other end as well. She seems to be holding that left hamstring or quad. The team's coming over. The coach is up this end now. Here is the Brains Trust. Leah Blaney with Tommy Samani. Let's head back down onto the sidelines with Niamh Owens this evening. You're keeping a close watch on the potential subs there, Niamh.
Yeah, they're both warming up beside me, Robbie, waiting for perhaps that planned 60th odd minute change from the Aussie perspective. Brilliant to see, though, the likes of Chloe Lincoln getting ready to make her debut. Tommy Samani has talked, hasn't he, at length in the last few weeks about the importance of that whole Matildas system. And she's a product of that. She's already played at an under-20 World Cup. She's already played at an under-20 Women's Asian Cup as well. So she's got that big tournament experience under her belt. So at even 19 years of age, still so young, and particularly young as a goalkeeper, has big game experience as she gets ready now, heads over towards Tommy Samani to enter the fray for her first Matildas cap.
You can see the applause as well from the other players on the bench. Excited for their teammates. Heatley can't keep it in play. Jessica Nash, who we saw for the final moments on Wednesday night for her second cap 3 years after the first in that baptism of fire at Accor Stadium in Sydney against the world champions at the time, the United States of America. She moved to Melbourne victory. Oh, as Simpson was almost away then, off the shoulder. And now at the Central Coast Mariners, Jessica Nash is going to go down in a little bit of history if it is Polkinghorne who comes off. Arnold, coolly done. Winona Heatley just asking the question of her goalkeeper there. Van Egmond through the legs of Pooh. And the foul on Chidiac. And we're going to have the substitution now. Is it the number we're waiting for? It is.
For one last time,
Claire Polkinghorne
will come off for the Matildas.
is going to make way and bring the curtain down on the most illustrious of careers in green and gold. More caps for her country than any other footballer, male or female, over 18.5 years. Thanks, Polks. Thanks for everything. And well done on everything you've given to your country.
Well, it's a perfect send-off to a player that deserves no less. Heart and soul, pride and passion. And for one final time, Claire Polkinghorne carries the number 4 Matildas jersey off the field of play.
And Jessica Nash comes on in her preferred position now as well, in the centre of defence, alongside Tash Pryor. Winona Heatley's there alongside her as well. Well, it's going to take a long time to get through the bench for Claire Polkinghorne. A standing ovation, not only from the crowd but also from her colleagues. Brilliant from Freier again. Corner for the Matildas. Delivers too close to Wang Yuting. Releases quickly. The Matildas have to stay focused here. The result may perhaps be beyond debate now, with 25 minutes to go. Perhaps not. Ball over the top. Flag up for offside. And now the substitution is coming. It's the last touch of the ball for Mackenzie Arnold, who will make way to a huge ovation as one of the favourite of the Matildas leaves the field. And coming on, another look into the future. Chloe Lincoln, 19 years of age, becomes Matildas cap number 233 in Geelong. What a fantastic moment for her too, Grace.
Well, we're seeing Generation Next in real time. And if you don't already know it, Chloe Lincoln, remember the name. She'll be part of this Matildas setup for years to come. A very proud family watching on.
Well, that's what it means, all the sacrifices, because it's not just the player out on the pitch, certainly. That's the epicenter, but there's a whole family, a support network that have all helped make those sacrifices along the road to this moment. I'll head back down to Neve at some point because I can hear the trumpet playing. I wonder who that one's for. Freier. Oh, that was a really tough collision there. Riley Henry just had her legs taken out from underneath her by Lee Yi-wen. Free kick taken quickly. Yallop. The cross. Tseng's header away. Su. Forcing Wu Kai-ching to chase. Up the line with Cheng Chilan. Chan Pi-han, the number 13 in the middle of the pitch. It was her head clash that saw Chloe Lagazo go off. There she is, but it was the side of her forehead as opposed to the side of Chloe Lagazo's head. There she is again. The head's okay.
Well, good to see all smiles there from Chloe Lagazo.
They're trying to get the wave going midway through the second half again at GMHBA Stadium. That's a great run down the right-hand side. Ball in for Seamson. And she wasn't far away. And since it's an evening of firsts, I'm sure she would love to get that first international goal as well.
And a little thumbs up from Riley Henry, who's been excellent again tonight. Picks out the pass well. Seamson peels off the shoulder of her defender. Makes good contact. Didn't miss by much.
Van Egmond. Back with Heatley. Here's Nash. Freier. Turns back inside. Heatley's cross. Seamson might have just about beaten the offside trap there. It was just a little bit overhit.
This is where the field is just becoming a little compact as we look alongside to perhaps another debut. The night of firsts continues.
See the deep breaths being sucked in on the sidelines there. Not everyone completely in control of their emotions when dreams are within touching distance. Laura Hughes getting a big hug on the sideline with Carly Rossbacken.
Two substitutions for the CommBank Matildas.
Two Melbourne City players to come on. Brisbane Roar's Tamiki Yallop makes way. Carly Rossbacken comes in for her 8th international cap. And Laura Hughes just called up to replace Chloe Lagazo in midfield. Well, she must be pinching herself. Perhaps when she looks back at this week, she will wonder what a whirlwind it was. Matilda's cap number 234. Welcome to the family.
A really special moment there for Laura Hughes. Carly Rossbacken, lifelong friend from Canberra, and the nation's capital representation there. Monero Panther Junior Hughes, Tuggeranong United rather, and Monero for Carly. The capital being represented on the world stage is special to see.
Henry again, brought down, no way through. Chidiac closing down space. Heatley. Chidiac gets it wide. Riley Henry, oh, that's clearly a hand. Free kick for the Matildas. Just under 20 minutes to go.
Henry has continued to work and work down this right-hand side.
Substitution for Chinese Taipei.
I think too, those last couple of subs for Australia, a slight formational change, perhaps just your more traditional four at the back. We'll see after this set piece shakes out. The introduction of Kylie Rosbakken. Really excellent to see her back playing regular football, fit after some really difficult injury woes.
Well, it's a number of years ago now that she burst onto the scene. Van Egmond drives the ball in. Good ball as well. Great header. Tash Freier. 2-2 for the Newcastle Jets defender. Goal number 5. And it really is dreams come true time for the Matildas.
Well, Tash Freier, 2 goals, 2 games. You can't ask for much more than that. And this is a well-hit free piece. Tash Freier uses her strength, uses her aerial ability really well. Just bodies off her defender. And this one she does celebrate. What a breakthrough this has been for Tash Freier. And an unwavering finish.
I guess that's what you call a thumping header. Back across the face of goal. The Jets fans, there you go, represent.
Well, the old guard and the new. The changing of the guard perhaps tonight. As Tash Freier introduces herself even more so to Matilda's football.
She and Claire Hunt had the most touches of the football in the game on Wednesday night. She's been seeing plenty of the ball again this evening.
Just confirmation as well, you can see the back four settling in. That slight change from the 3 at the back we had in the first half. Kylie Rosbakken in on the left-hand side.
And here's Chidiac. A little roll back towards Simpson. Got another player down as Jess Nash, who's moved to right back. In that little reshuffle, Rosbakken to left back. Freier and Heatley in the centre of defence. Still got Henry and Freier on the flanks. Hughes and Van Egmond and Chidiac in midfield. Simpson up front. Over 30,000, so another outstanding crowd. 30,097 at GMHBA Stadium. Maybe another 4,000 more than we saw at Amy Park in midweek. They still are the #1 ticket in Australian sport at the moment, the Matildas. A delivery from Van Egmond. Flat, direct. Basically, it was an invitation. Come and attack.
Important to still have the experience of players like Van Egmond, players like Yallop, who since left the field of play, but to see out as many match minutes as they both have, just to support the new players around them, whether that's through communication, through positioning. Van Egmond on the ball and still with the captain's armband.
Freier Little touch inside. Laura Hughes does well. Every touch for her will do her confidence the world of good. There's another foot in there for Seamson. Great ball, back post, the header! Oh, and just wide from Briley Henry.
Oh, that was brilliant. From the Melbourne City teammates, you almost saw the moment that Kylie Rosbacken recognised the run of Briley Henry. It was an intelligent one. The delivery too was great. Not far off a 6th goal for the evening. Well, we said we wanted goals. We said we wanted a clean sheet. Still about 15 minutes to play, but it's all tracking in the right direction.
Well, they're distributing the Christmas gifts this evening. Clean sheets, plenty of goals, debut goals, starting debuts, debutants. At this level, it's a foot race, and Freier is quickest. Sian Freier gets there and she drills it home for goal number 6. And she's following the lead of Tash Freier, 2-2 for Sian Freier.
Well, she's growing in confidence from game to game. And this moment, no different. Positive first touch, had options in the middle, but it's confident, it's assured. And the delivery over the top from Winnie Heatley really caps off a wonderful night from her too. It's a well-taken finish from Sian Freier, who has worked tirelessly this evening. It's that left foot, get used to it.
Enjoying it on the bench as well, as much as the crowd are. So many question marks over whether the Matildas were a starting 11, and then not much more. Well, we're seeing during this series that there is potential to work with the next generation of players, and many of them still plying their trade, as we've said numerous times in the A-League women's competition. And performances like these on the international stage will also draw the attention of foreign clubs to come looking. And with that, the system is in place. Women's football continues to grow. The Matildas will get stronger and stronger with the competition for places. A home Asian Cup in just over a year's time, and then the World Cup to follow.
Well, 8 A-League women's players on the field as we speak. They brought good energy, some good touches we're seeing out on the field.
Hughes, first time ball for Freier again. Rosbacken. Van Egmond. Well played Chidiac, little touch for Laura Hughes. Still going, drives the ball goalwards.
Just great awareness, a little give and go. Love the run from Alex Chidiac, found by Emily Van Egmond. And the industry from Laura Hughes, who is a player that does exactly that. Will look for the ball, will look to get on the ball. Loves to dart between the lines.
Neatly. Nash. Van Egmond still directing traffic out there. Played more minutes than any other player during this international window. And was waiting for the referee's whistle, which didn't come.
It's been a difficult night for Chinese Taipei. way they were able to assert themselves on a couple of occasions on Wednesday evening. Certainly hasn't been the case today.
Chen's ball over the top. She was the most recent introduction for Chinese Taipei, the goal scorer on Wednesday night. Making a little bit of history herself there, the number 17 for Chinese Taipei. We saw them yesterday in training, still working on their group goal celebrations. Who knows if we'll get to see another one of them in the last 8 minutes or so. Don't forget, if you are a young player, Football Australia has the club development program, which has already benefited over 1,000 community clubs around the country who have joined Club Changer. You can check out the benefits for your club at footballaustralia.com.au/Club Changer to see what that can do for you. Rossbacken does well. And Egmont over the top for Simpson. Flag was up for offside as the touch just got away from her.
Well, not quite the finishing touch, but it's promising to see the variety in which the Matildas are going to goal tonight. We saw that directness in the first half, deliveries over the top. As the game's grown, we've seen some more intricate play around the final third. Good passes, nice combinations.
Hughes. Under 23 international. Like so many. We talked about Chloe Lincoln coming through the system, as Neve was telling us. Youth international ranks. She's another. Here she is on the ball, number 38. Perhaps the biggest positive of this international window is giving these girls their opportunity, but also seeing the manner in which they've grasped it. It's clearly a very positive environment as the shot comes in across the face of goal. Chloe Lincoln still hasn't touched the ball yet since she's been on. She'll have it now. But that is also one of the really important aspects of Tommy Samani coming in, making this a place of growth and positive energy for the players. And you can see the way these youngsters have come in and the difference they've made. Henry, the early cross.
Well, it's spot on, giving players the best opportunity to thrive and prosper in a good environment, in a supportive one. And if some of the performances we've seen in this window aren't evidence of that, then I don't know what is.
The 5th and 6th changes coming for Chinese Taipei. Lin Xinhui and Su Xinyun both started the first match on Wednesday, when incidentally Chinese Taipei made 7 substitutions. Australia only made 6, but one of Australia's 6 was the concussion substitution for Chloe Lagazo. So when a concussion substitution is made, you are allowed to make an extra substitution, and so is your opponent. So Chinese Taipei did make the full quota of 7 substitutes.
And number 8, substituted
remains the full A international. As that double change comes now, Teng Pei Lin and Li Yiwan, the players making way. Well, it's also been a great opportunity for Chinese Taipei. This side that made a World Cup quarter-final back in the 90s, were runners-up in the Asian Cup as well in that decade. They won 4 and drew 1 of their first 5 matches against Australia, for example. They were a real force to be reckoned with in Asian football. And even on the world stage, they lost that quarter-final to the United States of America in the World Cup 7-0 in 1991. The first full FIFA Women's World Cup. And they are now looking to rescale those heights. It may be a long road, but they're taking good steps at the moment. Ball beyond everyone at the back post. Here's Rosbakken. Van Egmond with Nash. Heatley gets it back from Rosbakken. Freier. Van Egmond with Nash. First time ball for Briley Henry. It's just a little bit heavy under pressure from Huang. Well, perhaps she could have had a free kick. 2.5 minutes left. Nothing. Claire Polkinghorne would like more than to look out onto the pitch and see all those young players representing the green and gold.
Well, she was that young player. A bright-eyed junior coming into the national team, and she's stayed ever since. Now she's watching that changing of the guard before her very eyes.
The Matildas scoring 6 goals for the 3rd time in 2024. The 10-0 victory over Uzbekistan, the 6-5 win over Zambia at the Olympics, and now this evening Freier holds onto the ball. Back with Rosbakken. The cross is a good ball. Riley Henry is just a little bit late on the scene. She's got a yellow card for that one.
Just a touch clumsy there from Briley Henry. Late in the game. Bit of a tired challenge. Matilda's still looking to threaten, and that City connection still alive and well. Tell you what, the goalkeeper's done well to hold on to the ball in that.
Absolutely, it was a solid hit from Briley Henry. That will also warm the hearts of the veterans watching from the sidelines, though, to see that competitive spirit. They help set that tone as well in training. Riley Henry, who debuted off the bench against Brazil in 2021, then had to bide her time before just a few days ago. And that goal off the bench, she could almost have had 2. She could have had another one this evening as well.
And as much as there has been the 6 finishes and well-taken finishes at that, it could have easily been more. The first half presented a couple of options to end Gielnik.
Has indicated that there will be a minimum of 6 minutes of additional time.
6 minutes. You just heard from the stadium announcer to be added on. Heatley with Freier. Back with Rosbakken. Winnie Heatley again. Looking at the team that's out on the field at the moment. Alex Chidiac this evening has earned her 35th cap. Otherwise, Emily Van Egmond with 153. But otherwise, it is players that have had perhaps a look in over the last 4 years, but not much more. The likes of Remy Siemsen, Carly Rosbakken, who have a couple of caps to their names, along with the debutantes. And when you think there's an entire first team squad who aren't here, that have all headed back to injury or to Europe. And you suddenly get the feeling that the state of the Matildas is actually quite healthy.
Well, I think fair to say the future is bright for the Matildas. That first game against Brazil, the most experienced players out on the field, and that starting 11 had over 1,000 national team appearances to their name tonight. We'll quickly add them up. Emily Van Egmond plus a handful of others collectively. Well, it's a really promising sign.
Here is Van Egmond with Nash. Oh, Briley Henry tackled to the ground. Huang may have just caught a swinging arm there as well as she goes down. She could just about get a yellow card for that type of challenge. There's the little knock on the nose as well from Briley Henry. Tash Freier making her way to the back post. Heatley's in there as well, Seamson. It's going to be Emily Van Egmond. She just provided the cross for Freier's second in as many games. She drives it in again. Oh, they've all stepped up. And the flag did go up for offside as Kylie Rosbacken's header was off target anyway.
Cleverly done by Chinese Taipei there.
It was. They all stepped up at once. They saved that until the 94th minute of this series, second game. 6-0 down. But it was. And it worked. Free kick. Here is Winnie Wheatley again. Rosbacken covering in the centre of defence. She looks over to see if Tash Freier wants to come back. Not yet. And she is back on the ball. Heatley under pressure. Well played. Briley Henry popping up on the left-hand side for the first time this evening, switching with Sian Freier. Now Chidiac looking to accelerate again. Freier on the left foot. Cross doesn't make it past the first defender. Nash. Back again with Freier. We've got just over a minute left. So, a minute left for the Matildas to try and add goal number 7 and match the 7-0 victory from 2020. I'm very pleased to say that Grace Gill has been hard at work on the maths. And from 1,006 collective caps, I think it was, the first match against Brazil in the starting 11, the finishing 11 here has 230, and 153 of those are Emily Van Egmond's. Minus that, you're at 77. Minus the 35 of Chidiac, you come down to about 40 for the other 9 players. Rosbacken inside, nice ball. Henry, well, she had options. She raises her hand just to say sorry. But you want to see that ambition as well. You want to see a player that's hungry to score, whose first thought is, can I put this in the back of the net? Full time in Geelong. It's been a great evening for the Matildas. in front of a big crowd at GMHBA Stadium. They have kept their first clean sheet in 10 matches. They've had 6 different goal scorers on their way to a big win. We've had 3 debutant goal scorers, and perhaps most importantly of all, we have Farewell the Legend in Australia's most capped footballer of all time in Claire Polkinghorne. That's a lot of boxes ticked this evening, and I guess we can cue the waterworks for many now, because this is a big moment in the history of Australian football as Claire Polkinghorne makes way. But for the match itself, Chloe Lincoln can celebrate her debut along with Laura Hughes, and some debut goals as well. There it is, a remarkable scorecard on a special night for the Matildas, another over the last couple of years. It's finished here in Geelong. The Matildas 6, Chinese Taipei 0. And let's head straight down without any further ado to Neve Owens with Tamiki Yallop.
Meeks, a goal, an assist, player of the match, and a whole heap of metres covered. How happy are you with the football you're playing at the moment?
Yeah, good. I think it was fun out there today. We played some good football, and considering, we've only had like 2 training sessions with all the girls in, I think we played some great football, so I'm happy with the performance.
Heaps of newbies, as you say, and Tommy had put an experienced head at each part of the park to really help lead them. How important is that?
Yeah, I think it was good. I think the important thing was to get, first cap or first time on the field comfortable and getting their first touch out of the way. So I think all the girls did really well, and we didn't take a backwards step, which was important.
At the other end of the experience scale is Polk. So you've played almost every single one of your 130 caps alongside her. I can't really imagine a team sheet without her name on it. How important has she been for this side for so many years?
Yeah, it's going to be strange coming into camp without her, but I think she's left an amazing legacy there, and there's plenty of stuff that we'll be remembering, and she's still going to be around Australian football, which is really important as well, and she's had a stellar career.
An early flight for people tomorrow, but a chance to celebrate tonight too, surely.
Yeah, I think we'll definitely be taking a trip down memory lane with Polks, but also celebrating the last 2 wins as well, and finishing out the year.
Congrats.
Thank you. Thanks.
Tamiki Yallop, the player of the tournament here tonight in Geelong, and what an incredible 4-match series Meeks has had across these 2 games against Brazil and 2 against Chinese Taipei. When it comes to that leadership, when it comes to passing the baton and looking at the hands that this squad is in, KK, you cannot look no further than Meeks and the impact that she's had on the team.
Yeah, she's grown throughout this tournament. Like we said at half-time, I don't think I've seen her in this type of form for years. And you can tell she's really growing into that leadership. The way she's leading at Brisbane Roar, the way she's being able to lead this younger Matildas side, you can see her nurturing qualities. I mean, she's a mother herself, so she has that inground in her. And then you can see her family up in the stands too. I actually saw her mum and dad, John and Deb, and to have her family around, playing on home soil, it's obviously inspiring her a lot.
And when it comes to playing against Asian opposition, what she's doing week in, week out in the Ninja A-Leagues as well, she just loves this type of environment and this type of opposition, doesn't she?
Exactly. So she loves running at players. She loves making these runs in behind. She loves having freedom, the ability to move, so not being in a constrained system. And I think being able to play under Tom and playing in a system at Raw really kind of highlights her skills. And when a team builds around her, you get the best of Meeks.
You can see there Tom Samani addressing the squad after what has been a successful 2 weeks. The Matildas close out 2024 with an astounding and emphatic 6-0 win. We are off to a short break. We're going to hear from Claire Polkinghorne, the legend, who says goodbye to the green and gold forever on the other side. Don't go anywhere.
so grateful to be here. For someone as experienced as you on the international stage, what do you do for those younger players to help them calm their nerves when they've gone out there for the first time like tonight? Just try and remind them to have fun. It's all about having fun and enjoying the game, and just, you know, you're here for a reason. So bring your skills, bring, you know, your freedom, and just have fun with it all. Now, the last time you guys played Chinese Taipei here was 2017. There was just over 6,000 people. Tonight, there is, what do we have? 13,097 people. That is a huge, huge improvement. You have been around to see this whole change. Yeah, I still remember being here on that day, and now to see, you know, a packed stadium is just incredible to see how far women's football has grown in Australia. So we wouldn't be here without everyone supporting us, so we're very grateful, you know, to be able to play this game in front of a big crowd. So thank you. Well, we're so grateful to watch it. Thanks, Michelle. Thanks so much. Thanks, Jen. Thank you so much for coming down tonight. What a crowd, what a win by the CommBank Matildas. The girls will be doing a lap around to give you some high fives and say hello, and then they will be doing some signings for 15 minutes, so make sure you get the CommBank Matildas to sign everything that you've got. Again, thank you so much for coming out, such an amazing crowd, and good night, get home safe.
Special night here in Geelong. Over 30,000 fans flocked to see the Matildas wrap up 2024. And my goodness, they wrapped up 2024 with a bang. Thank you very much. Lee Davidson with a debut goal.
Amazing to see. I mean, Davidson with the goal here, and then Meeks following it up as well. I mean, the first half just really started with a bang with 3 here.
Well, I said I wanted goals and a clean sheet for Christmas, KK, and I think we've gotten that tonight. I think it was a much improved performance. There were moments of pressure, moments of intensity, and I think across the course of the 90 minutes, yes, still room for improvement, but vastly, what a performance, what a way to wrap up the year for the Matildas.
It was a great way to end 2024, really. I mean, a great performance by the girls, and being able to put away 6 goals. I mean, I was entertained, the crowd was entertained, and some quality finishes here. I think Freier can be super happy. Polks has just joined us here on the edge of the panel, and it's amazing to see Freier's presence in the box now. We've got a couple of players that are great finishing off set pieces, but to have another player come in that has that goal scoring capability.
So Sean Freier there, 2-2, do the same as Natasha Pryor, and we are joined by Claire Polkinghorne, the retiring Claire Polkinghorne. Polks, a huge congratulations on your career. Wow, 169 caps, and tonight it did mark your final time out there on the pitch. What's the overriding emotion right now?
Look, I think I'm just really proud of tonight's performance, especially. A lot of young players come in and making their first starts, making their debuts, scoring first goals. So I think the last 2 games in particular have been really good for the next generation of players coming through, and for me to finish on a night where we keep a clean sheet and score 6 goals is, I'm really proud of everyone, and really nice way to finish off.
Do you think the hardest part leaving the game is the players or football itself?
Oh, definitely the players. Yeah, I think players, staff, all the people that you meet along the way, that's the thing that makes the journey so special, and that's what I'm going to miss the most. And I'll still be able to be around football and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, day in, day out with the team, that's what I'm going to be missing.
That was going to be my next question. How are we going to keep you in the game? How are we going to keep you around?
Yeah, look, I do want to stay involved in the game and give back, and so hopefully I'll get into coaching and start a different direction in terms of football. So looking forward to what that might look like.
Fox, you've spent your entire life in football and so much of your adult life in this Matildas team, and I can imagine it would be quite hard to actually comprehend what next looks like. Have you had a chance to reflect and think, well, what does my life outside of this Matildas setup actually feel and look like?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not really sure. This team has been pretty much my life, and I've just loved being a part of every minute of it, and yeah, really looking forward to just having a bit of a break and spending some time with family at home, and not having to go to training for a couple of weeks.
Pogs, over these last 2 weeks and taking it back to last week in your home state of Queensland, did you go through the motions a little bit when you found yourself inside Suncorp Stadium and think, I'm putting on my shinnies for the last time at Suncorp Stadium? There goes the left boot, there goes the right boot. Did you really savour those moments knowing that they wouldn't be happening again?
Probably not so much at the first game. Definitely tonight and today we've had a lot of lasts. But that farewell at Suncorp was really special, and just the whole night and having my family there, it was a really special night for me.
I know that you keep your emotions in check. You really do. In terms of being so stoic and being a leader in the side, you always deflect and put it on everyone else around you to really impart, to enable you to succeed as a player and as an individual, and to be the human that you are, which is an absolutely outstanding role model to Matildas and to young sports players that are coming through. Was there a particular moment at Suncorp Stadium where you got a little bit caught off guard at all?
Yeah, there was. When my dad's voice came over the stadium, wasn't quite expecting it, and yeah, it was just really special that he was involved in the night. And I think that was a message he sent to me, I think on my 100th game, maybe, I'm not sure. And he probably took 100 takes to take it. So just to hear his voice, and yeah, that was really special, but I definitely wasn't expecting that one. Yeah.
Such a beautiful moment.
Yeah, I clearly remember. I wasn't at the game, but I watched it on TV, and that tugged at my heart. And then watching everyone's reaction when we heard his voice, it was like, oh, because I've got such fond memories. Yeah. And your dad was so close to my dad. They spent so many nights together on those long trainings. And yeah, for me, that certainly tugged at my heart. But I know Tony was watching. He's been watching for the last few years. Don't worry, he's been there.
He has. Yeah, my dad was a massive part of my career, and he was the biggest fan of the whole team. So I know he was there for sure.
Fox, you're an absolute legend. We're sad to see you go. This isn't goodbye forever. We know we'll see you soon, absolutely, on a pitch nearby, coaching and connected to the Matildas. We cannot thank you enough, so thank you, Claire Polkinghorne, for what you've done.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you very much.
What an absolute legend. Let's hear from her coach now, Tom Samani.
Tommy, 6 different goal scorers tonight. How happy does that make you, all those different avenues to goal?
No, it's fantastic. I was just really pleased with our application tonight. For the whole 90 minutes, the team played at the tempo we wanted to play at. Everybody got involved, and like you say, having 6 multiple goal scorers is a fantastic thing for the team.
You put an experienced head at each part of the park to help those debutants coming through. One of those was Claire Polkinghorne. What impact has she had on Australian football?
Immense, and she's just such a great character. When you talk about the team player, she is the ultimate team player. She doesn't like all this razzmatazz for her, but she deserves it. The players love her, the fans love her, and she's been such a fantastic servant for women's football here.
Last game of 2024, so let's throw it forward then to 2025. Looking ahead, what does this team need to win the Asian Cup?
Look, I think the talent is there to win the Asian Cup. What we need is to continue to build the depth and the strength in the squad and the competition within the squad. Keep everybody healthy, hopefully. And then, on our home turf, we've certainly got enough quality in the team to actually win the tournament.
She Believes Cup is the next big tournament for the team. It is bearing down upon us fast in February next year. Will we see you there, Tommy?
I'm not sure at this stage. I'm still here at the moment, and I would say there's probably a good chance there will be, but I couldn't say 100%.
We love having you here. Thanks for all your time.
Thank you very much indeed.
That is a big question, something that will be discussed on the weekly kickoff on Wednesday. Will Tom Samani still be at the helm of the Matildas come the She Believes Cup in February? Gigi, what say you? But you'll have to find out till Wednesday afternoon with the weekly kickoff. We're off to a short break. Don't go anywhere. More wrap up on the other side.
The weekly kickoff every Wednesday. All your Socceroos, Matildas and A-League action.
Freier! Oh, what a goal that is! That's a bullet into the top corner.
Plus all the best bits from the beautiful game from all around the globe. That's the weekly kickoff every Wednesday on 10 Bold and Paramount Plus.
There are 5 minutes remaining in tonight's signing session. Please be patient as the Matildas reach as many of you as possible.
What happened to rehearsal?
Here we go. It's coming right now.
Yeah. And I thought your 9-hour explanation of Route 1 football was a real eye-opener. Thank you so much.
Got 2 Simon Hills before and after.
Did you spot a foul?
It's a bad camera angle. I think that's fair.
He just mildly snaps his Achilles.
Right. The slow motion. The slow motion.
Sorry, what's that? Oh, we've been moved to 10p. That is devastating.
Football Tonight presented by Ninja. Football Tonight presented by Ninja, returning on Saturday night. Stephen Cornelio, this special guest, and this beautiful moment. Britta, Claire Polkinghorne's mum, and her, and a beautiful embrace, because tonight we did farewell the legend that is Claire Polkinghorne. 5 Women's World Cups, 3 Olympic Games, lifted an Asian Cup, 2 Julie Dolan medals for the best player of the season. And what a way to send Polks out, a winner. 6-0, and we saw a host of debutants, and it feels as though the future is in good hands. I'll ask both of you, how did you summarise what has been the last 2 epic weeks of football as the Matildas close out 2024?
I feel like it's been a whole year. Like, how do we pack that much action into 4 games? It was a real slippery coat, wasn't it? Like, honestly, to think that just 2 weeks ago we were putting out a whole different Matildas team, playing against what I consider one of the best teams in the world at the moment in Brazil, putting those performances together and then quickly regrouping and putting out another team that I think was amazing, that we got to give them a whole new platform. So I think a major win for me is giving these players exposure. So now the fans understand who they are. Now they want to go and see them in the A-Leagues. So there's this whole flow-on effect, and now they're renowned as Matildas. So I think there's been a great benefit in that. It's not just minutes on the park, but there's this massive flow-on effect that it has.
It's been excellent. That first game against Brazil, over 1,000 national team appearances. That last starting 11 just on the field there. 8 A-League women's players, 230 odd cabs. Take M. Van Egmond out of that, there's 77 caps out on the park against the Chinese Taipei. A clean sheet, which was so needed from June earlier in the year. There's a lot of positives to take from this window. Some moments, some challenging moments, there's always going to be that. But if that's the note that Tommy Samani leaves this team on for the calendar year, well, it's a very Merry Christmas to them all.
I absolutely agree with you. This is what is next, because there's a little bit of a break, and then Tom Samani was asked about it from Neve Owens. Will he still be there for this? The She Believe Cup. You can catch every game live and exclusive across Network 10 and Paramount Plus. From the Matildas face Japan, USA and Colombia over in the USA. So that is what the Matildas are next in action with. Tomorrow, all the Ninja A-League action, it does continue. It is round 5. The Knicks and the Raw, Western United, Sydney FC, the Reds, the Jets, and Perth Glory v Melbourne Victory. And we wrap up an Isuzu Ute A-League men's round as well. So much football across this weekend. This tomorrow, a doubleheader, live and exclusive on Paramount Plus. Melbourne Victory v Glory, bit of work to do for Glory, and the Mariners v Sydney FC. You won't want to miss any of the action across the A-Leagues for both the men and the women. So we end on a really high note here in Geelong as the Matildas return to Geelong for the first time in 7 years. Over 30,000 fans. There have been tens of thousands of fans that have watched the Matildas play across the last 2 weeks. New faces, as we've seen, fringe players getting their time in the sun as well. And it is a very Merry Christmas to the Matildas. Elise Callanot, great to see you and spend some more time with you. Thanks for all of your insights. And Grace Gill, we see you again, and we'll be driving the Venga bus back to Melbourne and heading back to Sydney. Thank you so much for joining us for all of the Matildas action. 6-0, they got it done this evening, and we said farewell to a legend of the game, Claire Polkinghorne. Thanks, Polks. We'll see you soon.
make sure phones are on silent. Nothing's going to buzz or beep while we're off and running. No mics compared to what you might be useful, so just work between yourselves. Three pop phones on the table, something like that.
We have a mic or
no mics. Yes, make sure phones are on silent. Nothing's going to buzz or beep while we're off and running. No mics compared to what you might be useful, so just work between yourselves. Get the questions out there, but outside of that, feel free to take it away.
Well, Coach, commiserations on the defeat today. I guess, how do you assess your team's performance?
I think the result is not what we want. Today the game plan, because after the first game, some of the players still not yet fully recover, and then I hope after we